Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, LiveLoveCrochet. So some of you may have been here before, so welcome back. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Steph and I have a whole load of tutorials on my channel. Today we will be continuing with my crochet along. It's going to be this doll. So this is the one that I showed previously. This is Anastasia. So this is going to be part 2 where we do the neck, the shoulders and the body. If you haven't watched the video for the head, I will link it down below so you can go back and watch that before you do this one. So all we're going to need today is our crochet hook, which is still a 3mm, and we're going to need some stuffing. So I have just pulled out a handful of my bag. Don't think we will need too much today. So let's get on with our tutorial. So we're going to remove our stitch marker. I was going to call it a safety pin. That is not what it is. So all we're going to do for this one is we're going to put 1 double crochet into every stitch. So then we will end up with 12 single crochets at the end of the row. So into our first, 1 single crochet, replace your stitch marker so you don't lose your place. It's far easier than counting. So 1 into the next, and we're going to keep doing this until we get back to our stitch marker. So I will pause here and I'll meet you at the stitch marker. I've just got back to my stitch marker. I have 12 single crochets. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 more row of those, 1 more row, 1 single crochet into every stitch, and then we will move on to our increasing. So replace, and 1 single crochet into every stitch, and I will meet you back at the stitch marker. So back at my stitch marker, and as you can see, my neck is starting to form. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 single crochets into each stitch. So then we will end up with 24 stitches. So into this one, 1, and then replace your stitch marker. And then into that same stitch, place another single crochet. Next is 2 single crochets into the same stitch. So we're going to go 2 single crochets into each stitch. And I will meet you back at the stitch marker. Okay, so my increases are done for that round. So I'm going to remove my stitch marker, and in my first stitch I'm going to put 2 single crochets. So 1, and replace my stitch marker, and then I'm going to put another single crochet into that stitch. Next stitch I'm going to put 1 single crochet into the next, 2 single crochets, next 1, so we're going to keep going just like that, so 2 single crochets, then into the next 1 single crochet. You will have 36 stitches at the end of this row. I will meet you at the stitch marker. So I'm at the end of my increases, and while I was paused I just added a bit more stuff into my head because I was quite hollow in there. Could probably do with a little bit more in there. You don't want to let it come past that hole though, because you don't want it to get stuck in your stitches, because it's quite awkward to get all of it back out of your stitch. Right, so next round, which is row 24. So in this round we are just going to put 1 single crochet into every stitch. We are going to do this for row 24, row 25 and row 26. So that's 3 rows including this one. So 1, 2 and 3. It's just going to be 1 single crochet into each stitch. I didn't put my stitch marker in properly. So just simple as 1 single crochet into each for the next 3 rows, and you should still have 36 stitches at the end of it. So be sure to count those stitches just in case you lose one, and then you won't come to doing the shoulders and not have enough. Okay, so check your stitches. Hopefully you have 36. If not, you're going to have to go back, unfortunately. So keep going, and I will meet you at the end of row 26. I'm at the end of row 26, and this is what we're looking like right now. So as you can see, her shoulders are getting established and she's looking rather cute. So row 27. So what we're going to do for this row, which is the exciting row, you get to do something different. We're going to single crochet into 5. So first one, and then we're going to replace our stitch marker. Still don't want to lose our space. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we're going to skip 8 stitches. So it's a little hard to tell with DK, a little hard to see them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So we've got 8 there. We're going to go into the next stitch. So into the 9th stitch we're going to put our hook in, and we're going to make a single crochet into there. So there's our first stitch. We're going to single crochet 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 8, 9 and 10. Okay, just going to pull this shoulder out just like that. That's what it should look like. So now we're going to do a repeat and skip 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we're going to go into the 9th stitch. So because I do a lot of cardigans, this is just like doing the yokes. And then you should be left with 5. This is your first single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and last one is 5. Okay, and then just pop your shoulder out just like that, and that's what you should have. My eyes are looking a bit sideways, but it'll be okay once we have the stuffing in. So I'm just going to give it a little stuff now, just a little one. I still don't want it by my stitches, but I want to get this neck sturdy, so I'm going to stuff the neck up. So I'm going to leave it like that for now, just add a little bit more. I'm going to leave it like that, and now we're going to move on to the body. So next row, which is row 28, single crochet into each stitch. So we're going to do a single crochet, and we're going to make a decrease at the start. So remember from the last tutorial we did invisible stitch. So we go into the first loop only, go into the first loop only on the second one, yarn over, go through each of the loops and yarn over and pull through both of your loops. There is our first single decrease. So now we're going to be left with 19 stitches at the end of this row. So I'm going to show you how to do this row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then under the arm there, we're going to go into there. That's 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, under the arm is 15, 16, 17, 18, and last one is 19. So round 29 is just going to be one single crochet around. So one single crochet into every stitch. So 1, replace my stitch marker, and 1 single crochet all the way around, and I will meet you back at the stitch marker. So finish that row. So the next row is going to be a decrease row again. So we're going to do our decrease right at the very start. So again, invisible decrease. Place your stitch marker and 1 single crochet into every stitch, and I will meet you back at the stitch marker. At the end of this row you will have 18 stitches. At the end of that row. So now for rows 31 and 32 we're going to do 1 single crochet into each stitch. So that is row 31 and 32. At the end of those 2 rows you will still have 18 stitches. So I will meet you at the end of row 32. I'm at the end of row 32. This next row, row 33, is going to be an increase row. So we're going to single crochet into the first 5 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Into the next stitch we're going to make an increase. So that is row, that is stitch number 6. So 2 single crochets into that stitch. Then we're going to crochet until stitch 13. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. In the next stitch, stitch 14, increase. So 2 single crochets into the same stitch. And then single crochet into the rest. At the end of that row you should have 20 stitches. So next row, which is row 34 and row 35, is going to be 1 single crochet into each stitch. So 1 single crochet for the next 2 rows, and I will meet you back at the stitch marker on row 35. So I have just completed row 35, and that brings us to the end of this tutorial. So we have finished the neck, the shoulders and the body. Am I right in saying the torso? Join me in our next episode or tutorial where I will show you how we do the legs. So right now you can go ahead and stuff the body if you like, or you can wait until the next tutorial. So that is our little doll coming along. So I really hope you're enjoying this, and I hope I'm explaining everything okay. If I'm not, let me know. Positive criticism is always good, and I always welcome it. So, like I said, this is the end of part 2. And I am going to see you again in part 3, where we are going to do the legs. So please, if you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. So until next time, guys, have a nice time, and I will see you very soon. Bye.